If you have kids that go to this popular American college, pull them out now. They just went full pro Sharia. American taxpayer-funded City University of New York CUNY Graduate School of Public Health and Health Policy has announced this year's commencement speaker will be none other than pro-Sharia, pro-Hamas, pro-female mutilation, Linda Sarsour. The dean of the school, Barbara Aaron, made the announcement in a statement, quote, "I am delighted to confirm that Linda Sarsour will indeed speak at our June 1st commencement at the Apollo Theater." Sarsour was one of the main organizers of the Women's March on Washington back in January that many women found so very abhorrent and not at all representative of their values. Sarsour is also the former executive director of the Arab American Association of New York. She is a Palestinian by birth, coming to America as a refugee. In response to America's hospitality, Sarsour has brought with her the very things that made where she came from so very oppressive, and she actively advocates for those things, while the left cheers her on. Isn't that amazing? This is a tweet from No Bigotry. Is pro-Sharia Linda Sarsour from the Women's March promoting the ISIS unity finger sign? Just last month during the Day Without Women protest, which she co-organized, Sarsour was arrested outside Trump Tower in New York City. The gender strike was largely a bust. Sarsour spoke with and embraced Rasmea Odeh, a convicted terrorist. Odeh, 69, was convicted in Israel in 1970 of taking part in 2 bombings, killing 2 students and injuring 9 others. After serving 10 years in prison and lying on her immigration papers, Odeh immigrated to the U.S. She is now scheduled for deportation, yet Sarsour said she felt, quote, honored and privileged to be here in this space and honored to be on this stage with Rasmea, reports the New York Post. Sarsour has frequently defended Odeh, the convicted terrorist. In 2014, Sarsour castigated the United States for caring that Odeh was convicted terrorist. Apparently, we have just, quote, lost our way as a nation. Look at her tweet. Targeting, criminalizing, deporting torture victims like Rasmea Odeh reminds me once again how we lost our way as a nation. In December 2016, Sarsour spoke at the 15th Annual Convention of the Muslim American Society and Islamic Circle of North America. At this event, she posed for a family photo with Salah Sarsour, a member of the Islamic Society of Milwaukee. He is also a former Hamas operative who was jailed in Israel in the 1990s because of his work for the terrorist group. The U.S. government designated Hamas as a terrorist organization as of 1995. According to the FBI, Salah Sarsour was fundraising for Hamas during this time period. He was also named as the money man for the Holy Land Foundation for Relief and Development, HLF, a Texas-based group that served as a financial conduit to Hamas as of 2001. Meanwhile, Linda Sarsour has ties, I think that's a misprint, to the Council on American Islamic Relations CARE, a group which was listed as an unindicted co-conspirator in a scheme that provided funding to the terror group Hamas by the U.S. government in 2009. Yet this woman is some sort of female activist and hero. Essence magazine named her in their May 100 Woke Women quote issue. Yet this same woman publicly advocates for Sharia law, one of the most oppressive legal systems towards women out there, and publicly attacks women who are also refugees, one of which is a victim of female genital mutilation, all due to their criticism of Islam. Bridget Gabriel is an anti-Muslim activist who founded Act for America. Hirsi Ali is a woman's rights advocate, a victim of female genital mutilation, and a very vocal critic of Islam. This is Linda Sarsour's tweet to Bridget Gabriel and Ayaan Hirsi Ali. She's asking for an ass whipping. I wish I could take their vaginas away. They don't deserve to be women. This is Serene Kudosi's. Twitter is forever. Women's March leader Linda Sarsour wants to grab Ayaan Hirsi Ali by the P whatever. Sarsour gave an ardent defense of Sharia law in 2014, advocating it as, quote, reasonable, since it consists merely of not eating pork, refraining from alcohol, and following Islamic teachings. Sarsour, who lauds herself as a feminist voice, once tweeted of how wonderful Saudi Arabia was simply because they have a paid maternity leave program. Look at these tweets and these idiots that follow her. 10 weeks of paid maternity leave in Saudi Arabia. Yes, paid. And you're worrying about women driving? Puts us to shame. Do you realize what she is saying here? Self-proclaimed women, quote, rights leaders. So what if women are second-class citizens? Free government money. 10 weeks of paid maternity leave in Saudi Arabia. Yes, paid, and you're worrying about women driving. Sarsour dismisses the fact that women in Saudi Arabia are treated as second-class citizens who are unable to drive, interact with men, and dress as they please as inconsequential. Saudi women were recently just given an upgrade in status, going from object to mammal. This means that rather than being treated much like a home appliance, a woman has a shared legal status now, more in line with a beloved pet in Saudi Arabia. And this is who our tax dollars will fund to speak to our college students at a publicly funded university. Yet, Ann Coulter is not allowed to speak at Berkeley. And listen, I'm not a big fan of Milo Yiannopoulos either, but let's be real. I believe there should be some sort of freedom of speech, and they're being turned away and everything. And this freak, Sarsour, is with her the ISIS unity finger, promoting the ISIS unity finger, and she is going to be allowed to speak, and they're proud of it also, mind you. They're very proud. She's being funded by the Muslim Brotherhood. That's who's funding this, and that's who paid for her advertisement in that magazine also. Let us know what you think in the comments below. A woke woman, see? 100 woke women. Essence magazine. I mean,
Assalamu alaikum, may peace be upon you, brothers and sisters. My name is Linda Sarsour, and I am one of the national co-chairs for the Women's March on Washington. I stand here before you, unapologetically Muslim American, unapologetically Palestinian American,
And who the hell are you?
I will not respect an administration that won an election on the backs of Muslims and black people and undocumented people and Mexicans and people with disabilities and on the backs of women. Many of our communities, including my community, the Muslim community, has been suffering in silence for the past 15 years under the Bush administration and under the Obama administration. The very things that you were outraged by during this election season, the Muslim registry program, the banning of the Muslims, the dehumanization of the community that I come from, that has been our reality for the past 15 years. Sisters and brothers, if you have come here today as your first time at a march, I welcome you. I ask you to stand and continue to keep your voices loud for black women, for Native women, for undocumented women, for our LGBTQIA communities, for people with disabilities. You can count on me, your Palestinian Muslim sister, to keep her voice loud, keep her feet on the streets, keep my head held high, because I am not afraid. Sisters and brothers,
Oh, Lord, that voice.
is a choice. We are the majority. We are the conscience of these United States of America. We are this nation's moral compass. If you want to know if you are going the right way, follow women of color, sisters and brothers. We know where we need to go, and we know where justice is. Because when we fight for justice, we fight for it for all people, for all our communities. I want to remind you that the reason why you are here today is because mothers and yoga teachers and organizers and bakers came out to organize. Ordinary people made this happen. No corporate dollars, no money from corporations.
No, the
This is
Muslim
your
Brotherhood
dollars.
funds you.
This
You
is
forgot
your
to mention
work.
that.
This